Welcome back, experiencers. As always, I'm Andrew, and today I want to talk to you about a topic that's really important to me, and my kids, obviously, as well. Number sense. You may be thinking, everyone talks about number sense, but what does it actually mean, and what does it look like in the classroom? Especially in the upper grade classrooms. We talk about number sense so much in the lower grades, and we talk about it as if everybody knows what that is. But no matter which presenter or PL I go to, I always struggle to get a good definition of what that person means by number sense. And of course, the simple answer is, well, number sense is just how our number system works. But what does that look like? How does that work in the classroom? And most importantly, how does that work in 5th grade? So, number sense by definition is just how our number system works. We use, of course, the Arabic numeral system using digits 0 through 9 to represent all of the numbers in our operations and mathematics system. We of course have the 4 operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and all of those are related as well. Number sense, though, begins even before we start doing the operations. Number sense is just how we think about numbers. From the earliest grades, we talk about subitizing quite a bit. The idea of being able to count and arrange objects so you can just look at them and see them without one-to-one counting. The most interesting thing about subitizing, though, is that people do it in their brain without thinking about it. The people who do that have really good number sense. That doesn't mean the number sense can't be trained or taught. As a matter of fact, I argue that it should be taught most importantly in those younger grades, but even if it's missed in the younger grades, in 5th grade we can do that too. One of the big things in Common Core that we have seen quite a bit added is the tens frames. Tens frames are designed for us to organize so that you can subitize. If you know what a tens frame is, you can always use a tens frame to tell what a group of 10 is. That's subitizing. But in younger grades, we want them to be able to subitize what the number 0, what the number 1, what the number 2, 3, 4, and so on represent, up to 10. We want them to know what those numbers mean. Because with just the digit, the number has no value to somebody. No one knows what 9 looks like until we put a picture in our head and think about it. That's number sense. And it's so important that we build that early on, because once we get to bigger numbers, our understanding of what a number is becomes very big. For instance, I gave my 5th graders the number 10,125. They actually have no concept of what that means when you ask them. Because they're like, oh, it's just a math problem. I'm going to add or subtract it. When I show them to tell me what the number is and what it represents, they want to go by place value. I want to see the number of 10,000s, the number of thousands, the number of hundreds, tens, and ones. That's what I want to know. However, a lot of our kids don't think that way because of poor number sense. So let's talk about ways we can develop number sense. You're on the 5th grade experience, so you may think, Andrew, I don't teach little kids, so why does this matter to me? But developing good number sense is extremely important for 5th graders to understand how operations work. The best way to make number sense make sense in 5th grade is by using models. I know it sounds crazy because it takes so much extra work to get those materials around and to make materials available, but in reality those manipulatives are so important. And you can use manipulatives in so many different ways. Of course, general place value is the number one way to use manipulatives, but you can also use manipulatives to show parts of numbers, like decimals. Of course, fraction tiles, I recommend the ones that are rectangular as opposed to circular ones. Those are another way to show what numbers look like, and kids can manipulate those and move them around. Kids with really good number sense can take numbers apart, big numbers apart specifically, and put them together in different ways. The best way that I think about this is the rule of 10 more or 10 less, 100 more, 100 less, or 1 or 2 more and 1 or 2 less. Now, 10 more, 10 less sounds super simple because the kids just add on to the tens place or take away from the tens place. But kids with poor number sense don't think that way. They think about counting back by 1, or they think about counting back maybe by 5, which 5 is good number sense too, maybe by 5, but really we want them to look at the place value and say, oh, 10 less than this number is this. That's what we want them to know. Kids who do not work with those kind of things with hundreds charts and with manipulatives need to see them. They need those hundreds charts even in 5th grade. They need those manipulatives even more. Building good number sense in 5th grade comes through mainly small group instruction, of course, but it does not mean you can't do whole group things too, like have a number of the day routine, where the kids fill out a sheet where they are doing things like 10 more, 10 less, 100 more, 100 less, 5 more, 5 less, represent the numbers in multiple different ways, showing the number of tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. What does 10,000 look like? Making sure kids understand what these things look like and making them accessible to them is so important. Throughout the rest of this series, we're going to continue to look at number sense. This is just a basic introduction, and you may think, Andrew, I still don't have a good sense of what you want me to do yet. The key word there is yet. More videos are coming, and this was just meant to be an introduction. Remember, watch the next video, and thank you for watching.